Hi, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Dick Berry. I'm a representative for the Groundbuster Pulverized Lime Spreader and also the Groundbuster Ground Preparation Implement. The Pulverized Lime Spreader was designed out of necessity from the standpoint of being able to get the lime spreader in areas where you can't get a lime truck, and still having the ability to use your pulverized lime, which is the least expensive. We currently have two models of the pulverized lime spreader. We have a unit that will hold a half-ton of lime. It has a drop width of 5 feet and overall outside dimensions of 74 inches. This was developed to be able to get into areas where you can't get larger equipment. And in the spring of 2008, we also came out with a 1-ton unit. That unit will hold, of course, 1 ton of pulverized lime. It has a 6-foot drop width. That unit also will have to be pulled by a tractor. We're getting ready to demonstrate our half-ton lime spreader. This is the unit that can be pulled, as you can see, with an ATV, or it can also be pulled with a tractor. One of the nice features of this machine is the fact that it's ground driven. So it really doesn't matter what speed you're traveling, you're always going to put out the same amount of lime. Plus you have your handle here to open it to various settings for the amount of lime that you might want to put out. Also the drawbar, there are 4 holes in here. If you need to lengthen the drawbar for any reason, you've got 2 more holes that you can add to the length. Some of the additional features we have on this unit over and above our smaller unit is this lid. As you can see, it has a fairly open mesh, and what this will do is allow you to keep the lid on here when you're filling it either with a front end loader or hand filling it. Another feature we've added on this unit is to put additional agitation to keep your lime continually agitated, which will allow it to flow much easier. Another feature we've added on this unit is the ability to lock the hubs out, so that when you're traveling empty or when you're traveling from your fill pile to where you're going to dispense it, by simply closing this gate, that will disengage the hubs, which will stop all your agitation, both the top and the dispensing gate, from turning. The features of our ground preparation equipment is, number one, it's manufactured in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, which is a very large farming area. Our equipment is also, it's extremely well built, it's a heavy piece of equipment, it's a well manufactured piece of equipment, and it's basically something you can buy one time and will not have to replace it due to the fact of the quality of the equipment. It will last you a long time. You'll spend all your time working the soil and not spending time repairing the equipment. What we're showing you is our 4-foot unit and our 6-foot unit. These units are being used for the purpose of this demonstration in Tioga County, Pennsylvania. Unfortunately, we are not blessed with quality soil. We have very heavy soil and we have extremely rocky soil. And we just want to show you just how well this equipment will work in these adverse conditions. And also, I'd like you to keep in mind that our 6-foot unit that we're using on the tractor is now in its 3rd year of use. We didn't bring a brand new 6-foot unit purposely because we really wanted to show you, after 3 years of being used regularly and in all types of soil conditions, very good to very, very bad and very rocky soil, we wanted to show you that the 6-foot unit, after those 3 years, how well it still works. As far as how the 4-foot unit will prepare the soil versus the 6-foot, there's actually no difference. It's just basically what you have to be able to pull that piece of equipment. One of the reasons that we've chosen to go with 2 sets of heavy-duty discs is because of the fact when you're in soil that hasn't been worked for a while and it may contain a lot of vegetation, our unit with the 2 sets of discs on it is able to penetrate and eventually chop up that vegetation and put organic matter back into the soil. Prior to using the ground preparation implement with an ATV, one of the important things is to have the drawbar as level as possible. If you'll notice, there are holes in the drawbar. There are 4 holes, and what they're for is to be able to compensate for the different height of the ball on the various 4-wheelers. The other thing that makes it very simple to change the angle of your disc, there's simply a crank to change the angle of your front discs, and we also have a crank to change the angle of your rear discs. And what we're going to do now, since we've got the angle of our disc set, now what we need to do is raise our wheels, because as I mentioned earlier, our wheels are our depth gauge. So however high those wheels are raised, that's how high it determines it's going to let your disc penetrate the soil. So we'll generally start out with the wheels raised approximately 2 inches off the ground, or again, until you feel it's not putting undue strain on your ATV. What we've done with our grading mat is 2 things. Number 1, as you can see, once we've worked the soil a few times, we'll put the grading mat down and lay the roller on top of it. That will come along and help to smooth out your soil so that when you're ready to make your seed bed with the roller, that you've got as fairly level ground as possible. The other purpose of the grading mat is to use the same way as we did to level this area out, but also if you need to cover larger seed. This is an ideal piece of equipment if you need something for smoothing your soil, for covering your larger seed, for just scratching the soil if you wanted to plant, for instance, like a no-plow clover or something that doesn't require a lot of tilling. It could also be used to clear the trail in and out of your tree stand to keep it more quiet for you. The spikes on this can be easily adjusted to be more aggressive, less aggressive. This unit is 5 foot. We also have a ability to connect 2 5-foot sections together if you wanted a 10-foot width and wanted to cover more ground. This is a 5-foot unit. And again, to simply change the angle of your disc, it's just a matter of either raising it or lowering your handle.